The salvage yard on Kepler-4 to be stretched for miles. A graveyard of broken dreams and discontinued starships. Archie wiped the grease from his hands as he surveyed the twisted hull of a Centauri freighter, calculating its worth in scrap metal. 23 years he'd spent in this dusty corner of the galaxy, and 23 years he'd been content with it. Then she fell from the sky. The crash shook the ground beneath his feet. Archie looked up to see a vessel unlike anything in his collection, sleek, silver, and burning as it carved through Kepler's amber atmosphere. It hit the far end of the yard with a sound like thunder breaking, sending up a plume of red dust that painted the twin suns crimson. He grabbed his toolkit and ran. The ship was magnificent even in ruin. Xylothian design. He recognized immediately elegant curves that seemed to flow like water frozen in metal. But it was dying. Plasma leaked from ruptured conduits, and the distinctive whine of a quantum drive eating itself alive filled the air. The hatch blew open with a hiss of pressurized air. She emerged like something from a fever dream doll, with skin that shimmered between violet and silver depending on how the light caught it. Her eyes were the color of deep space, and the crown woven into her silver hair left no doubt about her status. A Xylothian princess, here on his salvage world. Human, she said, her voice carrying the melodic quality of her species. Can you repair quantum drives? Archie blinked. Can I, princess? Your ship is dying. You've got maybe for minutes before the quantum core collapses and takes half this valley with it. Then you have for minutes to prove humanity's reputation isn't exaggerated. She fixed him with those cosmic eyes. I was told humans can fix anything with nothing. Show me. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Archie's mind raced as he climbed into the engine bay. The quantum drive was indeed catastrophic, its containment field flickering. Exotic matter beginning to leak into real space. By every rule of engineering he knew, this required a complete teardown, specialized tools, and at least a week in a proper facility. He had none of those things. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. The coupling is misaligned. The Princess Nancy. She'd introduced herself as called from the cockpit. I can see it from here. The field harmonics are out of phase by 0.37 degrees. I know. Archie shouted back, his hands already moving. She was right, but realigning a quantum coupling mid-meltdown was impossible. You needed a precision calibrator, a field stabilizer, and his eyes fell on his toolkit, specifically on the rubber mallet he used for percussive maintenance on stubborn hull panels. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It was insane. It violated every principle of quantum mechanics. It would never work. Archie hefted the mallet, judged the angle, and struck the quantum coupling housing with one precise blow. The whine stopped. The flickering ceased. The quantum drive's harmonic hum returned to its normal, healthy frequency. Nancy appeared in the engine bay doorway, her expression caught between disbelief and something that might have been awe. You hit it with a hammer. Technically a mallet, Archie corrected, climbing out of the engine compartment. And it's called percussive maintenance. Sometimes complex systems just need a mechanical reset to realign there. You saved my life by hitting my quantum drive with a primitive striking tool. Well, when you put it that way, it sounds less impressive. Nancy stared at him for a long moment, then threw back her head and laughed a sound like stellar wind chimes. The council said humans were mad geniuses who solved impossible problems with absurd solutions. I thought they were exaggerating. Happens more than you'd think, Archie admitted, though usually with less expensive equipment. She moved closer, studying him with an intensity that made him suddenly aware of how much grease covered his work clothes. What's your name, human? Archie Morrison. And you're Princess Nancy of Xyloth, based on the royal seal on your hull. Just Nancy, please. She glanced back at her ship, then at the salvage yard spreading around them. This is where you live, among dead ships. They're not dead, just sleeping, waiting for someone to wake them up again. He patted a nearby fighter's wing fondly. Everything can be fixed. You just need to know where to hit it. Nancy was quiet for a moment, then made a decision that seemed to surprise even her. Come with me, excuse me, to Xyloth, to the capital. She gestured at her ship. You fixed in seconds what would have killed me and destroyed this entire region. The Royal Engineering Corps needs to study your methods. More than that, I need you. You just met me. You just saved my life with a hammer, Archie Morrison. In my culture, that creates a debt that cannot be repaid with mere credits. She extended her hand, palm up in the Xylothian gesture of partnership. I'm on a diplomatic mission to prevent a war. My ship will be targeted again. I need someone who can keep it flying when conventional solutions fail. Archie looked at her hand, then at his salvage yard, his comfortable, predictable life among the sleeping ships. Then he thought about the impossible thing he'd just done, and the way Nancy had looked at him when it worked. I'll need to pack some tools, he said. Taking her hand, Nancy's smile could have lit a solar system. Bring your hammer. As they prepared the ship for departure, Archie couldn't help but laugh. 23 years of fixing the unfixable. And it took a falling princess and one good swing to change everything. The quantum drive hummed contentedly as they lifted off, carrying a salvage worker and a princess toward a future neither could have predicted. Behind them, the twin sons of Kepler-4 were to be set on the yard of sleeping ships. But Archie didn't look back. Sometimes, fixing something meant knowing exactly where to hit it. And sometimes, getting hit by fate meant letting yourself be carried somewhere new. The stars awaited, and Archie had a feeling he'd need more than one mallet for what came next. But that was fine. Humans, after all, had always been good at improvising.